How's it going, everybody? Brett Mix here from Ultra Wrestling 101. Please, if you take a second to hit subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. If you're not already a subscriber, I cover wrestling history every day, and we're doing the Summerslam Anthology right now. We're up to 1999. I'm going straight to 2023, and I stay up to date with Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, Crown Jewels in a couple days from this recording. So yeah, if you guys would do that and hit the like and subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me. Anyways, let's get SummerSlam 1999 review going. It took place from Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Twin Cities, right next to St. Paul. Jesse the Body Ventura was the main referee for the main event, so it was called an out-of-body experience. WWF working on the puns. In the matches, D'Lo Brown opened SummerSlam for the second straight year. In '98, he opened it with Val Venus for the European title. This year, he's facing Jeff Jarrett for the European and Intercontinental title. There was this thing with Deborah about how Jeff Jarrett wasn't treating Deborah, who was practically naked during this event. Wasn't treating her, just blue, just a little bit of blue up here and down there. Double J was treating her bad, so D'Lo Brown took her to the ring and showed her how to be treated for the crowd to pop. Anyways, they wrestled a good match here. It was definitely a good decision to make this the opener. But in the end, there was a swerve. Deborah was in on it with Jeff Jarrett. She would destroy D'Lo Brown, and also Mark Henry came out with the guitar. And with Jarrett's guitar at ringside, and he smashed D'Lo Brown while Deborah distracted the referee. And Double J picked up the victory to win the new Intercontinental and European title. Deborah hugged Jeff Jarrett at the end at 7:28. I give it 2 stars and 3/4. It was a good swerve, and really just a pretty good match. So the little swerve ending was nice too. So a good way to start the show. Oh yeah, and it's worth mentioning that SummerSlam 1999, WWF's ratings have never been higher than around this period, which is a shame. It's a contrast to the pay-per-view quality. Some pay-per-views were alright, but some are iffy, and this is unfortunately an iffy event, even though it's SummerSlam. Next up, we have a tag team turmoil match. Edge and Christian took on the Hardy Boys, who are called the New Brood at this time. First, both teams wrestled 7 minutes and 30 seconds until Edge and Christian eliminated the Hardys after Christian jumped off the top rope with an elbow and pinned Matt to eliminate him. So Edge and Christian eliminated the Hardy Boys at 7:30, which was a pretty good. It was a pretty good tag team part of the match. It wasn't a whole match, but I thought it was exciting while the teams were in there. You could tell these two teams were the teams of the future. All of a sudden, Viscera and Mideon came out. They take on Edge and Christian now, and the time restarts. Edge put Mideon in the way of the Viscera splash, and a double shoulder block by Edge and Christian sent Viscera to the floor. Edge hit a spear on Mideon and pinned him at 2:02 while Viscera was on the floor and couldn't do anything about it. So Edge and Christian move on again. Edge and Christian then take on Draws and Prince Albert. Double clothesline by Edge and Christian sent Albert to the floor early. Josh missed an attack on Christian. Christian came back with a crossbody block, took out Draws on the floor. Edge hit the downward spiral on Albert to pin him at 150. So Edge and Christian move on again. Up next is the Acolytes. And now Edge and Christian really got a tough competition as the hard-hitting Acolytes come in. Edge slammed Christian onto Bradshaw and the Holly Cousins down to the ring. Christian with a running splash to Farouk in the corner. When Christian turned around, though, Bradshaw nailed him with the clothesline from hell, and Farouk held Edge on the outside to prevent it at 4:57. So these times I'm giving out are for each increment. They're not from the very beginning of the tag match. They're for each start of the new team entering. So the Acolytes did Edge and Christian, and Edge and Christian have made it to all the way to this point, so it was a good run. Next are coming the Holly Cousins. The Hollies are taking on the Acolytes now, and this is the last of the challengers. And the Acolytes would do good here, as like they did against Edge and Christian. The Holly Cousins argued with Hardcore, kicking Crash in the face. Farouk recovered and hit a spinebuster on Hardcore Holly, leading for the pin for the win at 3:09. Overall, if I were to add up the time, 7, 9, 10, it would have been just under 20 minutes. But Acolytes win this tag team turmoil match and show how dominant they were. So I give it overall the match 2 stars. It did its job. So far we got a 2 stars and 3/4 and a 2-star tag team turmoil. Next, Jericho's countdown made it his way, and he just delivered a promo with Road Dogg about how nobody cares about the WWF. They only care about Jericho. That's what he would say, even though everyone cared about the WWF at this time. It was ironic that Jericho always talked about the falling ratings and how Raw is bore, Raw is snore. Okay, that's why 10 million people are watching it every week. Not quite 10, but you know what I mean. Bossman and Al Snow met for the hardcore title. This was back when the hardcore title scene was... They'd go anywhere and everywhere, and this match showed that. They started off in the ring, went to outside the ring, to the crowd, to the backstage area, outside to a fence area, outside past the fence area, or the gate to the arena parking lot, and they go across the street to a pub, inside the pub, and there's pool cues, there's sticks everywhere, there's beer bottles, there's chairs, there's walls. They went all across the place, and Road Dogg covered as the MC. And Snow grabbed 2 pool balls and hit Bossman in the groin with them. Snow pinned Bossman on the pool table and covered him for the win at 7:25, with referee Teddy Long counting the pin on the pool table. So Al Snow was the new hardcore champion. I just had to read that in my notes, just again to remind myself. That's funny. 2.5 stars I give this match. It was decent. It was your typical hardcore match, but I liked how they go to outside places. I liked how they did that at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. They went into the Mississippi River. That was classic. So Al Snow just had his run of tons of memories in 1999. He was the hardcore division before Crash Holly was. Crash Holly kind of took the reign from Al Snow, but Al Snow in the earlier hardcore title years. Same with Hardcore Holly. He was pretty good right there. Same with the Bossman. He deserves some love. So, decent ratings so far. But next we got Ivory versus Tori, and that's going to be a problem. This is not Tori Wilson. This is Tori with an I. And Ivory, she tried, but Tori just wasn't a great wrestler. And no one cared about this match. Tori hit a sunset flip. Ivory sat on top of her, but they messed something up as Ivory rolled off. Ivory sat on top for the win again at 4:11. I rate this a dud. There wasn't really any wrestling here, and it went 4 minutes. That's about 3 minutes too much. Post match, they started to brawl again. Luna came out and chased down Ivory to the back. Yeah, not very much to be excited about. Next, we got Shamrock and Steve Blackman with weapons in a Lion's Den match. Interesting stuff. Both guys worked a stiff match and were tough men. They mixed the cage match with weapons with nunchucks, kendo sticks, and they'd hit some power moves, DDT, insecurities, flying forearms. In the end, Blackman was out of the ring in the bell ring, and Shamrock was declared the winner after Shamrock hit another kendo stick to the head of Blackman, who was already staggering. Tough match to rate because it wasn't really a wrestling match, but I give it 2.5 stars for the entertainment, as Shamrock is the victor. Next, we have the Love Her or Leave Her match. It was the Love Her or Leave Her match. Test versus Shane McMahon. They call it the Greenwich Street Fight. That's why I was confused. Test was a decent worker coming up in the ranks, while Shane McMahon hadn't really shown that he could wrestle. He only had that WrestleMania moment. I hate to call it a WrestleMania moment, but that WrestleMania match with Xpac earlier in the year in '99, so fans were a little bit more receptive to Shane McMahon working a singles match, and these guys did an awesome job. Definitely one of the best matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. I rate it 3.5 stars. Test won with an elbow drop after a pump handle slam at 12:14 after Shane went all the way through the table with an elbow. So yeah, 3.5 stars. Next up, the tag team titles are on the line when Kane and Xpac faced The Undertaker and Big Show with Paul Bearer. Undertaker and Big Show were the heels. This is during his ministry phase when he teamed up with Big Show. This is one of Big Show's 100 heel turns, heel runs, because he had turned heel just a few months before. He was with the Union. Try to keep up with Big Show's heel and face turns. It's kind of impossible. This match went a little bit longer than it needed to. Show covered with 1 foot 2 count. Taker tagged in, hit a tombstone, and Kane was too slow to make the save to Xpac. So the match went 12 minutes, and the new tag team champions were The Undertaker and The Big Show. Good match. I found they worked on Xpac a lot. Kane got the hot tag, and he did his running offense, but it's kind of hard to do too much of the offense when you got two bigger guys like The Undertaker and The Big Show in the other corner. But there was decent action in this match, actually. I really thought it was a good match. I gave it 3 stars. So this night, while I originally thought, well, wrestling was so hot, it must be a great pay-per-view, I watched it, and when I watched it, I thought, man, this is a letdown, because a lot of 1999 pay-per-views were, even though the business was booming. However, when I'm going over this review right now, I'm noticing that a lot of the stars are in the 2-3 star range, which is good. Only the women's match was the dud. So yeah, this pay-per-view is actually surprising me with the fact that there is some good here. But maybe, oh god, as I say that, we head to this match. The Rock versus Mr. Ass in a Kiss My Ass match. Yeah, The Rock buried Billy Gunn with the promo. Oh dear God, but my name is Billy. Know your role and shut your mouth. But I just won King of the Ring. No, that promo, I think it was on Heat. But Heat used to be a big deal in 1999. Heat used to get really good ratings. I think that promo was on Heat, but after Billy Gunn won King of the Ring. This was supposed to be propelling Billy Gunn into the main event scene after winning King of the Ring. Usually that's what they do for SummerSlam after a King of the Ring win. They try to propel the person into the main event. Not here. The Rock was way too over and was too good for Billy Gunn at this point, really. He won with the rock bottom and the people's elbow at 10-11. And then he had to kiss that big woman's ass who came out. Yeah, I gave this match a star and 3/4. I wasn't a big fan. Not really. Not a big fan of this match. Next up, we had the WWF title on the line when Austin faced Mankind and Triple H. And maybe this is why that I have a sour taste with this event. But this match, it was interesting that Mankind got the victory. I remember my brother hosting a SummerSlam party. I ordered SummerSlam. I was in a different city than my brother. He had a party with his friends, and he called me up right after this ended, and we were both like, what the fuck? Why would Mankind win? Triple H was the up-and-comer going over everyone. Austin was the popular champion. Mankind was like the lovable loser in the corner. And he figured Mankind was in the match to eat the pin, to take the fall. No, he wins, and he pins Austin. And it can't be because Austin didn't want to put Triple H over like the rumors. Austin had no problem putting Triple H over 2 months later at No Mercy. And not only that, Triple H became the WWF champion the next night on Raw. So none of this makes any sense. I have no idea why Mankind got the win. It was weird. He pinned Austin. I gave this match 3 stars. But, yeah, he pinned Austin at 16:24 after a DDT. After Helmsley laid Austin out with the pedigree before that. Oh, man. Weird ending. But now that I'm going through all these matches, I'm going to rate SummerSlam a 6 out of 10. there was a lot of 2-3 star matches on this event, and I guess I just thought it was worse when I watched it. It was actually pretty decent. It kept up like an average rating of 2.5 to 3. So to me that's a passing grade. I'll give this SummerSlam 6 out of 10. So that's SummerSlam 1999. We'll see how SummerSlams go in the 2000s, as we're going to get SummerSlam 2000 next time. I'm Brett Mix. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you have, and if you haven't, please do. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.